Hello and welcome back to the Programming in Java Part 1 series. Um, Before we get started, make sure you smash the like button, leave a comment, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. When you subscribe to the channel, you get notified when new videos are posted, and it helps you navigate easier throughout YouTube. Right? So, our first exercise in this video, Programming in Java Part 1, Chapter 2, Project 1. And this one deals with physics as far as acceleration. So actually it's financial application calculate tips. So write a program that reads the subtotal and the gratuity rate, then computes the gratuity and total. For example, if the user enters 10 for a subtotal and 15% for gratuity rate, the program displays $1.50 as gratuity and $11.50 as total. Sample run, enter the subtotal and gratuity rate, 10, 15, and gratuity is 1.5, and the total is $11.50. So let's start here. So now we'll go straight to our code. Oops, there's space there for that. And let's go public static void. Main string argument. Then once we got that done, we'll do our Java util scanner. And since we're just putting it in, until we put the line that references it, it's going to show as an error. But don't ever mind that until you finish the code, and if it's still an error, you know you did something wrong. So new java.util scanner. Remember the S is capital in scanner, and also in system. System.in. So this will allow input for the user, and I'll put your semicolon. Alright, as you see, it's showing, but if you look at it, it's going to say view problems. It's basically going to say it's not referenced yet. It's a complete block statement. Okay, I gotta do that the other way. So like I said, when we do the line for that, that error should go away. Alright, so next let's go down, and since we're working with decimals, we're going to use a double. Let's just go double, a variable called subtotal, and it's going to equal input dot next double. So we're going to add a double in, or allow the user to add a double in, and it's going to equal for the subtotal. Then the next variable is going to also be a double. It's going to be the rate. And it's going to input again. Dot next double. And brackets. Oops. Alright. So now we got our variables set up. Let's go and do gratuity, just a double, and it's going to equal, let's see, subtotal times rate divided by 100. Alright. Now another one, it's going to be total, it's going to be double, and it's going to equal subtotal plus gratuity. Now let's go and do our system.out.print, and we'll go, actually we'll do print line. LM that is. And we'll say next double, input that next double. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. All right, let's pick up where we left off between the quotes. Remember, pay attention to this X and this colon. That's just autofilled by the ID. All right, let's do the gratuity is. And let's do a dollar sign. And let's go ahead here. And let's do plus to concatenate the string gratuity. Let's do it again. Let's go down to our next line. And let's go. Another quote for this line. Say total is and space, do a dollar sign, and another outside the quote. Let's go to plus, another string called total, and then let's do our semicolon. All right, we're still showing it as a fault, but let's go ahead and still try to run it. Let's check all that, and it looks like it's everything it needs. So let's go ahead and save this. You might have to do this on yours. Since I'm using this IDE, I have to. Let's see if we get it to run. So we have our two errors, and it's telling us that the Java Intel scanner. So what I need to do is I need to go ahead and update my IDE, and I'll do that and come right back. Alright, welcome back. Let's go ahead and update this. We need to add one more line to this. Let's go here on line 17 after the Java util scanner line. Let's go system .out .print, and let's go enter subtotal. And gratuity rate. Alright. And let's go here and there. And let's come outside and semicolon. Right now we have still got this quicker size made. This Java. Alright, so we'll leave that there for now because that is done correctly. So let's go ahead and try to run this. Let's save it first. And looks like we're going to use 10 space 15 in our output. Or our input, I should say. Let's go 10 space 15, enter. The gratuity is 1.5, total is 11.5, as expected. Alright, and just like in the sample run, it should say, it does say it. Let's get this here. And if we go to the sample run, 1.5, the total is 11.5. So that one is correct. Here's the code again in case you do need to see it in its entirety. And we have our other two brackets down there. Alright, so that's it for Programming Java Part 1, Programming Exercise 2-1. So let's move on to our next one, which is going to be Programming in Java Part 1, Chapter 2, Project 2, or Exercise 2. And here, find the number of years and days. So we're going to write a program that prompts the user to enter the minutes, for example, 1 billion, and display the number of years and days for the minutes. For simplicity, assume a year has 365 days. In a sample run, we're going to enter the number of minutes, 1 billion, and 1 billion minutes is approximately 1902 years and 214 days. So this is the output that we're looking to get. All right, so let's go ahead and start on our program. So first we'll go ahead and do our public static. So let's put this up here. Let's start here. Public static void main string argument. Then let's go. So we want to prompt the user to enter the number of minutes. So we'll use our scanner input again. scanner input equals new scanner system.in and semicolon. Alright, so from there we'll go ahead and add our long, since it's several digits, minutes equals input next long. Okay. And we'll use our parentheses. So there we go. So instead of next integer or next double, this time we're using the long, count minutes. Then let's skip a space and go long. Number of days. And it equals minutes divided by 24 times 60. 24 hours in a day and 60 minutes an hour. So that's what we're doing that. Then another long, we'll call it number of years. And this is going to equal number of days divided by 365. Since we use this variable already, it came in our autocomplete. Divided by 365. So the long remaining number of days. And this is going to use our percentage, 365. So when it does the division, it's only going to give us the remainder and not the total when we divide. All right. So now let's go down so we can display our results. So we'll come here and we'll say system.output, and we'll use the line ln, and then so we'll use minutes plus to concatenate that. And we'll also say minutes is approximately, since this is going to be on the same line, we'll just go and plus is approximately. There's no way they should be. Okay. Go there. Tab. And number of years. Yeah, it's using a variable, so we're not in quotes. So we're using variables or strings. And then years and plus, and we'll say remaining number of days. And we use that variable already, and we're using it again. And then let's go plus. Let's come on down to the next line. And say quote here. It's going to say days remaining. Let's go here, let's do semicolon, and let's see what we got. Remaining number of days. Remaining number of days. Equals. There we go. So we got our equals there. This plus. Let's go days. Let's bring this up just in case. Shouldn't matter. There we go. Days plus. Oh, I got a semicolon, that's all. Just need a semicolon, so let's put this back. Get the semicolon inside, the parentheses should be on the outside. And that should clear up. It did not, because it didn't come down here. Let's get this out the way, and let's go. There we go. Alright, we got that solved. No errors down there. Only scanner is showing errors, but that's okay. So let's look at the code before we run it. So we got prompt user entered number of minutes here. System out print. And scanner input. Wait a minute, didn't put the system out print here again. Okay, let's go and do that. System.out print line. Print. We're going to line this one. So let's go enter the number of minutes. Of course, where did that already? Number of minutes. Enter number of minutes. And let's go like this. And semicolon. Alright, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. Alright, so there we have it. So let's go ahead and show it to you top to bottom again. So here we go, public static void arg. And if you need more time with that, just pause it. So let's go ahead and save it and run it. And save. And this is the output that we're looking for. We're going to put in 1 billion, and then we're going to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1 and 9 zeros, and then we're going to look for this for 1902 and 214. Alright, so let's run that. Now it says we got 2 errors. Class scanner. Let's find these errors and correct them. Alright, so let's go back here. Okay, we've got one thing to begin with over our class. We need to import our scanner. Okay, I forgot that. Import java.util.scanner. Make sure you use capital S and then semicolon. Alright, now you just have your input there. So let's try it now. We're going to use 1 billion. Okay, so we got, let's save it. Go back. Run it again. And here we go. 1 billion minutes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Enter. Approximately 1902 years and 5 days. So let's go and fix this spacing ordeal. Clear terminal. Let's go approximately space and let's try it now. File. Save and run. And we got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Enter. So we got 1902 years and 5 days remaining. So that didn't fix it. Let's try this then. Years, days, That makes sense. Should be after that. So let's do these again. Alright, so that has a space in front of it, so that should correct them from going together like that. Try it one more time. If not, you should still get credit for it. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And there we go. 1902 years and 5 days remaining. And we can do this too. So we go along one line as intended. And let's clear that. Alright, so that's it for the code. And here's a look at it again. In total. Don't forget your import Java utility scanner. Then after our class, I'll show the rest of it. You can pause it if you need to spend more time with it. And that's the end from top to bottom. And that's it for programming in Java Part 1, Exercise 2-2, or Project Chapter 2, Project 2. Alright, so let's go on to our next one. Programming in Java Part 1, Chapter 2, Project 3, or Exercise 3, however you want to say it. Here we have geometry, distance of 2 points. So we're going to write a program that prompts the user to enter 2 points, x1, y1, and x2, y2, and display their distance between them. The formula for computing the distance is square root x2 minus y1 square root, 2 plus y2 minus y1 square root 2, or square root of. This is exponent 2 written like that. So that would be square. Now that you can use POW a comma 0.5 to compute square root of a sample run. So we're going to enter x1 and xy. So we use 1.5 minus 3.4, and then enter x2 and y2. It's going to be 4 and 5. It should be, yeah, negative 3.4. All right. So the distance between the 2 points is 8.76. This is what we're looking for in our output. So now let's come on down and let's get started. So write your imports here if needed, and we do need to import. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll say import java .util .scanner, capital S, and do our semicolon. So that'll get our import. So now let's come on down and start our public static void main string arg argument. Then let's go let's do our scanner inputs. Scanner input equals new, and then scanner system in. Make sure you use capital S's .n, and then semicolon. So now we're going to enter the first point with 2 double values. Let's go down one and go system out print. And we'll go enter x1 and y1. Then let's go double x1 equals inputs dot next double. This will allow the user to add the x1, which is going to be a double. Then let's do double y1. Equals input dot next double. enter the second point with two double values. Come down to system out print again. And we'll do enter x2 and y2. Semicolon. And oops, put a semicolon on the outside of the bracket or the parentheses. And here, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. Alright, so let's go to our next line. And we'll do double x2, double y2. Or we could do something simple as this. If you don't want to type it up. Copy these two. Paste them here. Then change this to 2. Change this to 2. And everything else is good. So now we'll need to come down and compute the distance. So we'll say double distance equals math.plow, and we'll use 2 parentheses, and first one, let's go x2 minus x1. So this is our exponent. We're going to use the exponent with this math.plow. And then we'll do times, one more parentheses, do x2 minus x1. So basically, this is we basically squared this first number by multiplying it by itself. x2 minus x1 times x2 minus x1. So the same as x2 minus x1 square with this command, alright? So let's go plus. Let's bring this down. And let's tab it. And let's go more brackets. We got y2 minus y1. And then we're going to times y2 minus y1 again. Same thing, just the exponent, another way of writing x2 minus, or y2 minus y1 square. Let's put a comma after this bracket, and let's go ahead and put a space before this minus. Okay, there now, let's go 0.5, and then that's it, and then semicolon after that. Then let's go system out print. Line this time, and we'll use our quotations for the string. The distance of the 2 points is, let's have a space after that colon, and let's concatenate distance. So because there's no quotes, that means you're using the variable distance, or we're using a word. If it's not a variable, we're using that word. If we use that word, we're going to put it in quotes. All right, so there we go. Now we have our 2 closed brackets. Let's bring those up. And that's our code. So let's look and see if we have any mistakes. The scanner misspelled, and system is misspelled. So let go. Import looks good. Scanner. So just look at that, and we'll run with those 2 errors. We should be able to scanner. Alright, so let's go ahead and save that. And let's try to run it. And we're going to start input here. 1.5, 3.4. So error code 15. Interface none. So error imports. So it's telling me this is wrong. Let's look at this again. It's can't believe I didn't see that. I don't know why I had this capital. It should be a lowercase, and then that should clear that up, and the input should be the only thing. So let's save that again. A little rusty on my Java here. Now we're getting back to the mode. So now let's do it. And enter x1. So let's go. So 1.5 and negative 3.4 space x1 and y1, x2 and y2, 4 and 5. And there's our number, 8764113. That is right here. So that one's good to go. So there's your code. Sorry for this screw up. But here's the code again. If you need more time with it, just pause. That's the top to line 29. And then down here, the rest of the code. Alright. So that's it for programming in Java part 1, programming exercise or exercise project chapter 2-3. Alright, let's look at our next one. Alright, moving on to programming in Java part 1, chapter 2, project number 4. And here it's going to deal with geometry, this time the area of a triangle. We'll write a program that prompts the user to enter the points x1, y1, x2, y2, and x3, y3 of a triangle and display its area. The formula for computing the area of a triangle is side equals 1 plus side plus, or 2 plus side, 3 divided by 2. Area, we have square root of side 1 times side 2 times side 3. Sample run, enter 3 points for a triangle, 1.5 minus 3.4, 4.6, 5, 9.5, and negative 3.4. The area of the triangle is 33.6. That's what we're looking for. Alright, so let's dive into the code. In here, we're going to write the imports here if needed. And let's go ahead and do our import Java utility scanner. Capital S, of course. So semicolon there. Now here, let's go ahead and start our code. Let's bring it up one. Okay, right here, and say public static void main string. All right, then let's go. So now we need to enter 3 points for a triangle. So let's go system.out.print. Say enter the coordinates of 3 points. Let's leave a space there. Let's go plus down to this line. Does that. All right, and then let's go quotes. Separated by spaces like. And we'll say x1, y1, x2, y2. Separate these coordinates by space of x3 and y3. Let's go here and there, and then semicolon. So for that, let's go and get our scanner. Let's go scanner inputs equals new, and we're going to input dot next. We're going to use double. Let's go equal x1 equals input dot next double do that one correct. Scanner input new scanner. Jump the gun. New scanner. Then we do system in. Not in. Oops, system not in. There we go. Got that right. Now this one we're just going to copy this as so this is going to be used a lot. Let's make 5 more of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just use Control C when I select the first one, and then Control X on the next lines. So you got X2, you got Y1, and Y2. Oh, so I did that right. X1, Y1, X1, Y1, and then X2, Y2. And then X3, Y3. And it should look like that when you're done. Import. Keep messing up this import statement. There we go. X1 equals Y1 equals. Alright, so there we go. There's our input. So let's go now. Now we want to, actually let's take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. Alright, now we want to compute the length of the 3 sides. So let's go double side 1. So another variable, and it's going to equal, we're going to use our exponents, W. X1 minus X2 and times it by itself. X1 minus X2. And we're going to add this plus and say X1 or Y1 minus Y2. And then here times Y1 minus Y2. Same because it's an exponent, basically squared it. And then 0.5. Make this a little bit smaller. See the whole thing. Alright, so that's good. I'm going to keep that online because we're going to type a lot of those. So what I like to do is, no, we won't do that. I'll just take these out. Let's do our semicolon there. All of our inputs, let's go double. Side 2 will equal math.POW, parentheses, parentheses, and X1 minus X3. Go here and say times X1 minus X3. Let's go plus X1 minus X3. And it's going to be Y, sorry, Y1 minus Y3. Minus 3 times Y1 minus Y3. Alright, now let's do comma and 0.5. Alright, and then double side 3 is going to equal math.pow parentheses x3 minus x2, and since it's square times it by itself, x3 minus x2. And let's add here another bracket, another parentheses, y3 minus y2 times y3 minus y2. And then we'll use comma 0.5. Alright, so now let's go double S. Make this equal, call it side 1 plus side 2 plus side 3. Okay, and then we'll divide that by 2. And double area. So we need the area. We'll need math.pow again. This time we're going to say S times another parentheses and say S minus side 1. Outside there, and those times again, so it's going to be the same thing. Parentheses S minus side 2. And it's going to go times S minus side 3. And let's do a comma and multiply by 0.5. Basically, you're dividing by 2, but here we're using the double 0.5. It should be minus and not I. And I love you the letter O did 0.5 to the number. Semicolon. And let's look at that. Looks good. So now let's go system. Out. Print line, and the area of the triangle is space, and no, let's just use a space with this semicolon. It's going to give us an answer, and then let's go plus the area variable. Semicolon. Alright, so let's show this to you again, top to bottom. So we're going to go these numbers and get this result, hopefully. Alright, so here's what it looks like. There we go. So let's save it. You start using Control S and run it. So we need to do these 3 numbers, or these numbers 1. Oh no, that's not what we need. Get here. Get down here. 1.5 space -3.4 space 4.6 space 5 space 9.5 space -3.4. And let's enter, and we got 330016. That's a little off. Let's make sure our numbers are correct. 1.5, -3.4, 3.4, 4.6, 5, 9.5, -3.4. All right, so we got it close. Triangle is 33.6. I think that one might be a little off, as everything is as it's supposed to be. 1y2y, 1y2y, 1y3y. Just checking it out. All right, yeah, you should get the correct answer. Must have been a typo in the instructions. Didn't round. Figure something else out, I'll put it in the description. But that's all for this one. This programming in Java Part 1, programming Chapter 2 3 or Exercise 3 or Project 3. So actually this is 4. Getting ahead of myself or behind myself. So that's 4. So we'll come back and finish our last project for Chapter 2. All right, welcome back. We're going into programming in Java Part 1, Chapter 2, Project 5. Here, deal with financial application, future investment value. We're going to write a program. Let's get this spacing right. Let's have to make it a little smaller. And there we go. So write a program that reads an investment amount, annual interest rate, and number of years, and displays the future investment value using the following formula. Future investment value equals investment amount times 1 plus monthly interest, 12 times number of years. For example, if you enter amount 1,056, annual interest rate would be 4.25, and number of years would be 1. The future investment value is 1,043.92. So for the sample run, we're going to enter investment amount 1,056. Then we're going to enter annual interest rate and percentage 4.25. And then we're going to enter value, number of years 1. Accumulated value is 1,043.92 is what we should get. All right, so let's go ahead and start our code by writing imports here. And we'll go ahead and write that import. And see, actually on this one, we don't need an import on this one. Yeah, we don't even need it. So let's go straight to our public. Try to trick us. Public static void. And actually, we should have it. Maybe it's going to be in there. We'll do it at the end if we have to. But next, let's go Java. Oh, yeah, we need to do it. Definitely need to import java.util scanner. That's my, I forgot to put the scanner part, the main part in there. So let me get my mouse set up and scanner, semicolon. All right, so now let's go here. Now let's do the Java util scanner. Util.scanner. Then inputs new java.util scanner and system in semicolon. Now let's go and enter the investment amount. So it is system out print, and we'll say enter the investment amount. And we'll, for example, I'll go 120,000.95. Say now to use dollars and cents. semicolon. I can have spell system today. All right. And from there, let's do double. Investment amount equals inputs. Equals input, next double. Oops. Double. Boom. And let's go enter the yearly interest rate, which is going to be system out print, and we'll tell them that. So enter annual interest rate, for example, 8.25. Thing. All right, investment amount. So declared double investment. All right, so let's go down now. Let's go double annual interest rate. So double annual interest rate, and it equals inputs dot next double. Yeah, we could finish those. Okay, so we gotta get our input. Okay, I gotcha. Now, let's see. Now we're gonna enter the year. Okay, we got the yearly interest rate already. Interest rate equals by double. Obtain monthly interest by double. Monthly interest rate. Equals annual interest rate. Interest rate divided by 1,200. So 12 months in a year. Since you're putting a rate as a whole, as a number instead of a percentage, use 8.25 instead of 0.825. Instead of divided by 12, you're going to divide by 1,200. Move that decimal point over to two spaces. Alright, so that's why that looks that way. Then enter number of years. So let's see. Well, to go out space. System out print. And we'll say enter number of years. Oops. Years as an integer. For example, 5. Now, actually, int number of years equals, got an input for that. Int number of years equals input. Next. Right, there we go. Years. Right, so it's integer as far as it is default. Just make sure that you get that. These have to match next integer, double, sorry, next double. Alright. So next let's go int here's input. So double future value. Equal investment amounts times math POW, and we'll say 1 plus monthly interest rate. Comma. Number of years. Why are we doing number of years? That's why. Let's get this photo much. Number of years and times 12. Okay. So I declared my variables all at once. Future value. Okay, that's just a new variable. Let's put in. So now let's go system. Oops. Out.print. And we'll say future value is and we'll do plus and say integer future value times 100 future value times 100 and divided by 100.0. Let's see if we can get that decimal if we need it. Alright, so that's what we got for our financial application. Let's look at this again. Import our Java class. Alright, so let's get these inputs that we need. We'll save it, Control S. And that's our input. So let's go ahead and run this. Let's put this down a little bit. 5, so 1056. Enter. 4.25. Enter. And 1. Enter. So our future is 1043. Let's fix that as well. Don't like to see those. Future is, so let's put a space at the end of that. And then Control S to save it. Let's run it again. So we have 6, 4.25, 1 year, and $1,043.92. So why did I have my dollar sign up there? See that dollar sign? That should be under future value. Is plus future value down. So yeah, I can do future value is, and we can go this way, that way, like this. Let's try this. Control S. We got 1,006. We got 4.25. Got one. There you go. $1,043.92. All right, don't leave a comma. We can do that later. But that's all for this Chapter 2 assignments. Remember, go ahead and smash the like button. Make sure you leave a comment. And most importantly, make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you can follow us and support the channel. All right, so take care. Thanks for joining. Have a wonderful day. And we'll see you on the next one.